Okay, so beginning the session now. Last time, in Beyond the Fever Swamp, um, you reached the tower of Archmage Gerhard, and after spending some time there, you all decide he agreed to plane shift
He
you.
banished us.
He banished you forever to the plane of Mechanus, where you
The
are.
sun beats down relentlessly, and there's no trees or water or anything, just gears for miles.
There are definitely trees and water and things, just not where you happen to be located.
There's nothing.
No.
It's a plane of death.
And
Disorderly death.
from what he tells you, it should take you approximately 3 days to reach the edge of the gear and get back. You have decided to travel out in such a way so that it's 3 days, 3 days to witness the destruction of the artifact, and then 3 days back. You have left the village of petitioners from Arcadia, trying to reclaim this part of Mechanus for their homeland behind, and are now on traveling along the gear on your conjured vehicle. On the at the end of the first day, tell me who is sitting in the tower.
Guess I'll sit in the tower,
All right. So,
frowning at all the landscape.
As you are frowning at all the landscape, you see in the sky above you, flying in a route that's parallel to you and onward. A flying centaur-like creature with wings and the upper body of a man, the lower body of a winged horse. It is silverish in color.
Is it parallel, but like toward us or away from us?
Like it's coming from the direction that you are heading.
How many days have we been traveling so far?
This is the end of the first day.
So we should still be traveling nearly due south, since we're going to end up following a somewhat curved route. As we follow the spinning of the disc.
Sure.
Though it'll be straight from our perspective.
Filstiker pulls the rope to ring the bell.
Your bell, the alarm bell begins to ring. Filstiker, who is on watch, has alerted the rest of you.
Well, I guess that Bort will leap up and grab his maul and see what the fuss is about.
He only ringed it once.
Is he bright enough to cause problems for Ixa?
No, there's no sun here.
Okay. Then Ixa will grab her bow and also go to observe what the problem is.
Mm. So as those of you inside the caravan start like pressing your faces to the various windows and things and trying to see out, some of you might see the thing speeding along through the sky. It is as described before.
And
It's a
takes no
monster.
interest in us.
It seems to be continuing on its way. It's not diverting its path to come towards you.
Well, we have no reason to suspect that there's anything we need to do about this. So Lucas will continue driving as though this centaur statue man was nothing more than a flock of seagulls.
Well, I thought you might like to see it, since it's big and terrifying and weird.
He'll lean a little bit and look out the window, but he won't take his eye off the road or anything like that.
Be a herbivore.
If anyone would like to roll Arcana to have an idea what this might be. Nope, you guys don't know.
Weird horse thing.
No.
It's fine.
Some kind of law demon.
Yeah. Some sort of planar creature of law, but you don't know anything
So
more
if
than
we pull over and try to talk to everything in Mechanist, we'll just cause a lot of trouble for ourselves. So
yes. So the day goes by, and you set camp to rest for the night. When you set camp, the sounds of Mechanist still echo around you, constant ticking and regular intervals of gears and such. Those of you who are more used to natural environments, how do you sleep with this?
Perpetually annoyed.
See how long can I maintain the hunger of Hadar? Not long enough.
Yeah, I think being irritated is about the only thing Ixa can do.
Mm-hmm. All right. So another day passes, and the second day is uneventful. You find you might see some axiomatic birds far up in the sky, but nothing that you could interact with from your wagon. On the
We're all going to die here.
the third day,
I seem to think we would have arrived at one of the spokes on the third day.
yes, you will be arriving at it on the third day.
All Right.
It's like the
Don't you see, Lucas? It's too regular. We can never move. We'll always be in the same place. It's all the same.
It's really not. Look, you can feel we're spinning faster tonight. Just try to focus on the fact that the entire world is spinning quickly, and I'm sure you'll get a good night's sleep.
He begins throwing up wildly.
So on the third day, you expect to reach the edge of the gear very soon. Ixa, while it's your turn in the tower, give me a perception check.
Okay.
Okay. So, Ixa, you spot on the horizon buzzing and ticking golden or brass insects coming towards a swarm of them flying directly towards the caravan.
All right, so I think I missed the description of exactly what kind of vehicle we're in. So, is this a single vehicle?
It is, although I thought it was larger than presented. It's basically a small house on wheels.
Okay, and we're all inside and conceivably protected.
I wouldn't rely too heavily on the protection. Although it is a perfect caravan, it still has the stats of a high-end caravan.
Okay, and there's a warning bell.
Apparently.
Apparently. I think there must be one because someone in the tower needed it at one point. And it's a perfect caravan. But
I
you can
built
see
it.
You can see it if you scroll up. Oh, I can pin it.
I upgraded your caravan.
There you go. You should be able to see it in the pins now.
All right. Well, Ixa's not going to assume it's benign, so she will ring the bell and head down to warn the others of what she saw. She's not entirely sure what she saw, but Ixa sees bugs of some kind. Or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Going to eat us and take our lives.
The eating part she is considering as being feasible.
Do we know anything about these clock roaches?
Um.
Can Lucas see them through his?
Yes.
driver window?
Lucas can see them. They're closing in. You can give me a perception check, I guess.
Perception, eh?
Or sorry, I was reading something else at the same time. No, they're Arcana.
Nope.
They're some sort of law creature.
Well, they do seem to be converging on us, so perhaps
They're
Lucas
going to
will-
arrest us.
He will park.
Everyone should be rolling initiative.
Yeah, oops.
I just went ahead, Zala, and gave you control over the Slichter token.
Oh, thank you. Oh, yeah, I guess he is supposed to have one.
Oops. I didn't mean to make it disappear. I just was sending it to the map layer. Put back of the map. There we go. Okay. Descending. Alright. Lucas. There's this, buzzing swarm of clicking, ticking bugs coming towards the caravan. You have
Lucas,
initiative. What do you do?
having parked, will say,
Mhm.
"Let's not be starting any trouble with them. Let's see what they want." And he'll pop the window open just a crack and shout out, hello! Is there a problem?"
No! Don't just let him rob us! Run, run! Give him a chase!
Silas.
Hmm. Well, if you didn't start off with a fireball to solve this whole issue preemptively, then also wait to make sure they aren't hostile before doing anything.
Fair enough. Bort.
Bort doesn't know what he's going to do. I guess he's going to wait with an attack ready in case something comes at him.
Okay.
Where are these guys? Down below?
Yeah, they're down. The encounter started at about 60 feet.
Right. He's going to move out to the near side of the cart and wait there.
Oh no,
So
no,
that
you can be
he's-
left behind.
Okay. Phil Sticker.
Is the cart moving?
No. We've
Okay.
they've parked it.
Okay. Well then, he is going to do that.
Okay. Phil Sticker.
Okay,
What are you and Splichter going to do?
Filsticker throws a blanket over himself and Splicter turns invisible.
I don't like this, boss. I don't like this. Move over.
Maybe they'll go away if they don't see us.
Spectre gets up.
You don't need to be under here, you're invisible.
Ah, they gotta get on me. I want their little gears all over me.
They're gonna take you to jail.
Nah. I'm too pretty for jail, boss.
No, it's too pretty for the destructive engines of policing.
Alright. The cockroaches, silently, buzz forward towards your position. They double move and fly 40 feet. In perfectly harmonized packs of 3. Kildrak.
That looked pretty aggressive, Lucas.
Did it?
I sure as hell bolted forward fast.
Well, all right. I'll back us up a little bit, and we'll see from there if you would like. But I don't think that we should be shooting first at any beings from the elemental plane of law.
I mean, that's fair. I'm just concerned.
Well, if you
They're
would like
gonna
to
use
take
a
the
lot of
dodge
abuse us.
action, that might be appropriate.
Yeah, Kildrak is going to prepare dodge or javelin. I think I'm going to prepare. I think I'm going to prepare a javelin throw in case any of them take an aggressive action.
Okay. So you're
Man, you would get shot by real cops for that, let alone axiomatic cops. I'm just gonna point my gun at the cop in case he does something funny.
We'll be fine. We have a Nilfenburger driving the car.
So Kildrack is readying his javelin inside the caravan.
Oh, right. Yes, the caravan. Are there no like windows or anything?
There are small windows. They're not
Oh.
like they're intended to let the sun in.
Right. Shit.
And they're probably not like situated in position to make like the
Yeah.
best
Yeah, that's
arrows,
fair.
arrow
So
slits
okay,
or something.
okay. Given that, instead, what I will do, I assume I can do this, is prepare instead to give. Can I prepare to give Bort bardic inspiration, or do I just need to give it to him?
I guess you can. I
You
guess.
start playing the prelude.
I guess you can do that. Sure.
Okay. In case of again, aggressive action.
Mm-hmm. All right. So Lucas, it's your turn.
Yeah, Lucas is gonna put his faith into Primus, and he is going to pray for guidance that he's not a cleric, so he can't actually get, and that he will take the dodge action.
Okay.
'Cause he has no idea what's going on with these, but they haven't announced anything, which is unusual, but not like fireball them unusual.
Mm-hmm. Silas.
I'll do the same thing as last time. Get ready to grab the pike if it becomes needed. Not gonna dodge because I want to be hit if anyone is going to be. So
Bort. Slag, you're muted.
Bort moves up to the cockroach and sees if it attacks him.
Okay.
He's going to wait, and if it attacks him, he is going to respond to that.
Okay. Philsticker.
Ray continuing to hide.
Okay. All right, Bort. I have a very important question for you.
Yes.
Is Bort carrying his backpack of adventuring gear?
I mean, considering the suddenness of this, he is probably like only had time to like pick up his maul and slap on his armor, so the backpack of adventuring gear is likely still in the cart.
Okay. And would that include things such as his crossbow, his small knife, the case for his crossbow bolts? Are those also with his backpack?
He would probably
And what
have
his
his
shield?
I think he gave away his shield, actually. I forgot to remove that.
Okay.
Yeah, he gave it to that kid, but he would have his crossbow and bolt case on him as part of his, fighting equipment.
Mm-hmm.
He would his small knife would be in the backpack still.
Okay. So the two cockroaches to the side of the one that's in front of him are going to fly past him. But the one that is directly in front of him moves closer to you. I will let that be your it's a tiny creature, and it's trying to land on you. Does Bort view does that trigger Bort's wait?
Tiny is
Not-
like cat-sized, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, that does not trigger Bort's weight. He's specifically waiting for it to try and harm him, and he doesn't think that it landing on him is necessarily harmful.
All right. It lands on Bort's crossbow, and Kildrak and Lucas, who may be watching this, see as the cockroach fuses to his crossbow, and begins and lifts itself off of his back. At the same time, the other cockroaches go through the door that Bort left open. And spill around into the caravan. Except for these ones that go in through the window Lucas opened. And these ones can only get closer. Astern. So the caravan now has a cockroach infestation. They're buzzing around your caravan. You hear the spinning of small gears and the flapping and buzzing of small wings. Kildrak! They're everywhere.
And I just saw one merge with the crossbow.
Yes.
That's strange.
You've got to save us, Kildrak.
Okay, I want to do two things, I think. One is that I want to make a minor illusion of my axe because Kildrak loves his axe and doesn't want a stupid cockroach touching it.
Mm-hmm.
And, at the same time, try to tuck his other one out of sight. The other thing is I want to close the door.
Okay.
Bort can deal with his mistake for the moment.
Okay.
And I know that'll trap these in here with us, but at least no more will come in.
So you can do that if you move to like down here.
Okay, sure.
Close the door.
There? That good?
Mm-hmm. Yes, you would have potentially triggered an attack of opportunity from this cockroach, but it doesn't attack you.
Okay.
Real quick, I just noticed I didn't have Asa click when I rolled initiative, so she didn't get added to the order.
Ah. All right.
Let me roll it again, and you can fix it afterward, right?
I already added her.
Oh, okay.
Now there are... Okay. And...
She had a 14.
We'll just put you here after Kildrak. It's the end of the round. So you can go now. So Dix's turn.
After all that, she really doesn't have anything to do. She's going to continue to observe for the moment.
Okay. So Lucas.
What an interesting set of set of creatures, Lucas will say. He'll start rifling through his pack. Free ready, he will ready his light crossbow, and he'll set it on a table on the windowsill in front of him. Move action, he will ready a dagger and set it on the windowsill. And then action, he will ready his fishing rod and set it on the windowsill. And then he'll observe the 2 cockroaches. Nobody attacked them yet. I'm not sure they're hostile.
Silas.
Well, he has no reason not to follow along with that. They haven't done anything hostile besides stealing stuff, and I kind of hope they steal the cursed weapon. We'll see.
Well, it's what Lucas' experiment is setting up is we don't know they're stealing weapons. We know they took a crossbow, but a crossbow isn't just a weapon. A crossbow is also a clockwork device in many ways. It has gears and moving parts. If that's what they're after, they would take. Then these two would take my crossbow and my fishing rod, not my dagger. But if they're after weapons, they'd take my crossbow and my dagger.
It's fair.
Don't let them disarm you, Silas. Don't let them disarm.
Yeah, I mean, he would be holding it away from them, but he's not going to actually attack it to save it, I think, if that does happen. We'll see.
You'd be in danger without a weapon, Silas. I care about you.
So, Bort, your crossbow has I guess you should be over there now. Your crossbow has been fused with a cockroach and is now floating on its own.
Right. I am going to. Bort is going to attempt to grab it.
Okay. Roll athletics.
Athletics.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You need to beat an 8.
Well, I should hope I can do that. Yes, I am quite capable of doing that.
Okay. You have grappled the cockroach crossbow. It's struggling and trying to get away, but you have grappled it. Do you wish to do anything else? That was your primary action. You have a move and
Right. I am going to hold on to it and just keep my damn crossbow because it's mine. Thank you.
Okay. Phil Sticker. You can hear them. They're in the cabin.
Oh God, don't move. Don't move. Don't let them see me.
Phil Sticker is hidden pretty well. They might not see him.
They'll steal my arm.
Oh, yeah, boss, I probably would.
And then when they're out of other stuff to steal, they'll start stealing our bones.
Do you think they'd do that? Do you think they'd steal our bones?
Oh, I know it for a fact.
Oh, I guess they couldn't steal my bones. My bones will go back to grandfather.
No, we're in a plane somewhere. They're plane monsters like you. They can totally steal your bones.
I don't think it works that way, but
They'll sue Dr. Rod, or they'll sue Grandfather Rod.
All right. The cockroaches, um, um, at Lucas, around Lucas's window. The first one of them, flies down and, in a similar fashion, bonds with his fishing rod. And the second one comes down and bonds with his dagger.
Well, this is inexplicable. Lucas looks at this situation with some confusion.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
I think
observe.
it's just-
Let's observe what they do next. I'm going to try letting these two go. Just hold on, everyone, a little bit longer, if you wouldn't mind.
And then one of them bonds with the gear underneath us and flies away, and we all fall into the void.
The third one flies up, and it will bond with your crossbow. And last two that are outside fly inside. The ones that were already inside will bond with assorted small objects around the caravan. One bonds with a small knife, and another one bonds with a plate.
One bonds with the base of Kildrak's spine.
None of them do.
Oh,
None of them
A
do.
plate? Like made of wood or ceramic?
Like a plate you would eat off of, yes.
Huh.
I was imagining a ceramic plate, but they might be wooden plates, depending on what you have. And this one bonds with a fork.
What about the one that has Bort's crossbow? Does it?
Oh,
like-
and the one that has Bort's crossbow tries to escape. Tries to escape the grapple. Bort, roll athletics to hold on to it.
I hold on to it.
It can't get away, but it's like twisting and yoinking itself and trying to get free.
Cool.
Gildrak.
I don't really have anything for him to do. I guess for one thing, he'll shout back to Lucas that these ones inside just bonded to a bunch of random junk.
I can see. I'm actually sat in a sort of a corner of the living room.
Oh, okay. Then I guess I won't do that.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, it's fascinating behavior. They can't possibly be thieves from the elemental plane of law. So what are they doing? I'll pay to replace
Maybe
any
they
stolen
use the
items.
law to steal things.
Bort, don't hurt them. I'll pay to replace any stolen items.
As long as they don't try to take my axe, it's fine, I guess.
Maybe wrap a cloth over it.
I've already got it hidden like under my cloak or whatever.
Perfect.
And I'm holding a illusionary one.
Maybe they were granted legal authority to claim possession of our thing.
I would imagine that someone would have built a speaker on them to say so.
They almost
Not if
seem
they
like
weren't
just some sort
required to.
of nuisance.
That's possible. But certainly not worth risking a war against the elemental plane of law over. I think we're better off observing. As I say, I'll replace anything stolen.
Yeah, all right. I mean, like I said, I don't really have any particular action. I guess I could take hold for a dodge action if necessary, but since mostly we're just kind of waiting and seeing what they're doing, just keep doing that.
All right. Bort, when his turn comes up, if it's not his turn
It's
yet.
Ixa's turn now. Ixa?
Ixa is trying to hide her sword and bow, but otherwise just observing as well.
All right. Lucas going to continue observing.
Not quite, actually. He has one more plan in mind that he wants to try out, which is that he is going to reach into his pack for something that is not made of wood or metal, so a ration, and he is going to attempt to offer it to the clockroach sort of behind him
Okay.
and see if it's interested in something like that.
Okay. Silas?
Just gonna watch this take place, I think.
Okay. Bort, we're back to you.
Bort is going to try and secure his modified crossbow to himself so he doesn't have to keep trying to struggle against the cockroach, dealing with it trying to escape.
You don't have the grappler feat, so you're not actually allowed to restrain something. I don't believe.
No, technically he would have to start hitting it and choose to have it be like fully restrained when it got to 0 hit points.
Right.
But I think in general principles, trying to prevent it from leaving is probably somewhat hostile. You force it into a situation. If it can't return your crossbow or doesn't understand it's supposed to return your crossbow into thinking it's being kidnapped.
Yes. So, you will have to, like, if you want to try and do that, you can make, like, unarmed attacks.
Right. Right. I guess. Right. I mean, he's not. He. Let me.
It was Bort who started the war.
Right.
He just couldn't give up his crossbow.
Bort's going to try speaking to it. He's going to ask it to let go so he can have his crossbow back because it's his, and this is stealing. And he'll have the. You're breaking the law. You're stealing my object.
We don't know that. For all we know,
course.
the function of these things is to seek out imperfect or flawed devices and make them perfect. You might be preventing it from turning your crossbow into a +1 axiomatic crossbow. We have no idea what these things are up to.
Yes, and because we have no idea what these things are up to, they have not asked permission to take my item. They are stealing.
We better
that is
shoot
against
them.
the law. If that is their goal, then they should make it clear to us that is their goal, so that we will be able to make an informed decision on whether or not they can take our shit. As
Unless
it stands,
everyone who is
ignorance.
a mechanist would know what these are for.
Yes, well,
Ignorance of the law is no excuse, Bort.
look, from Bort's perspective, it is fair to say that this thing is trying to steal his item.
Yes,
And
so it's perfectly fair if you want to try and beat it up and take your crossbow back.
yes, but he is trying to be polite because he knows that this is the plane of law, and he is informing the cockroach that it is stealing, and if it does not cease and desist, then he will be forced to take action against it for violating his rights and the law.
Very well.
He doesn't even know if these things can speak, but it's worth a shot.
So that's his action.
Yes, he is. He is going to tell the cockroach that it is violating the law.
Very good. So Philsticker, we are to you now.
And when they take all your stuff, they go back and there's like a big cockroach that says like, yes, you were justified in taking these things because of, and they ignore all of the circumstances that result in the imbalance of power between. That's all he does.
All right.
They're all complicit.
So,
Sorry, we're just not going to fight any of these.
so
Completely
Bort,
refuse.
as you begin talking to the cockroach and trying to get it to understand you, it responds by attempting to hit you in the face with your own crossbow. But a 14 doesn't hit you. Seeing that their seemingly seeing that their companion is in distress, Lucas's crossbow flies over and also tries to bash Bort in the head. As does Lucas's fishing rod. And his dagger's coming for you as well.
Coming for your neck.
The cockroach that is offered a piece of ration from Lucas turns up its metaphorical nose at this, and bonds instead with a nearby cup. The plate flies over and flies out the window. As does the fork. And the small knife. The other cockroach bonds itself to Silas's
The grandfather clock.
binds itself to Silas's shovel.
No, my shovel. I was gonna use that one day.
Yes.
He wasn't here for you like I am.
Well, that is a fair point. I suppose he lets go of it.
Don't leave me.
Kildrak, it's your turn.
Um. All of them that I can see are going after Bort.
There's two side with you still. They just
Okay.
went after a cup and a shovel.
But it seems as though they've each come, taken an item, and they're trying to go. The only person who's been attacked so far is Bort, and it's because he's grappling one of them.
Right.
Now, whether or not we should be attacking these cockroaches because they're taking the crossbow is subjective. We don't have enough information to really make that estimation if this is kind of like some discarded remnant of clockwork, some rebel against Primus, keeping hidden in the cracks of the plane of law somehow, or anything like that. We weren't warned about anything like this. So I don't really know. Lucas doesn't seem to want to fight them, but
Right, no, that's not so much because I mean they haven't taken anything of Kildrak's. They've only taken like a couple things of any note at all. His concern is that they are attacking Bort and whether or not to help with that, whether or not to take an aggressive action because of that. So I do have a couple of options, I think. Yeah. I have to assume that frightening them would be an act of aggression.
Frightening them, you say?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
if I was designing clockwork insects, they probably would not be vulnerable to psychic effects.
That's fair. Oh. Well, I guess that I'll give him Bardic Inspiration, just in case he needs it. See if they, leave after messing with him for a round.
Okay.
So tell him, maybe just try and tell him to just let the crossbow go.
Ixa, it's your turn.
Ixa is still too unsure of what to do exactly. She would use a spell or something to help Bort, but that seems like a little overkill for this. She's gonna just keep all that in reserve for now and keep watching.
Okay. Lucas?
Yeah, Lucas is sort of looking curiously at this. He's going to remind Bort that he'll buy him a new crossbow, but we have no idea what's going on with this and probably shouldn't risk war with extraplanar powers over it. Bort, just give it the crossbow. It's only a crossbow. Shouldn't even be using a crossbow.
Bort is entirely willing to go to war with extraplanar powers over this. This is his fucking crossbow. damn it. It has served him well. You cannot just replace years of good use.
Silas, speaking of years of good use, your shovel is being stolen.
Yes, no, he'll let go of the shovel. That's it's not a huge loss.
Don't swing me at it, please.
So far, I think going off the assumption that they each can take just one thing as some kind of offering and then leave, and I hope that's the case. But if it's not, we can deal with that later. So the shovel is a small price to pay.
Bort?
Right, Bort is going to start non-lethally attacking the cockroach fused to his crossbow.
Okay.
Because it is declared its hostile intentions,
Alright.
and he will not stand for this.
Okay.
23 hit.
Yes, it does.
That's 11 damage.
Alright. You have the feeling that you have loosened the cockroach's grip on your crossbow. Another attempt like that would do it. You want to use your extra attack?
I forgot I have an extra attack now. Yes, I would like to use my extra attack. Does a 14 hit?
It does not hit your crossbow.
Because it is small, I presume.
Yes, because it is a small object. Tiny object. Well, tiny somewhere.
Oh well. Then I will keep a hold of it, and will do so until I can finish this fight and recover my crossbow.
Okay.
Because these are obviously lawless creatures.
Phil Sticker, Splicter, who is also here.
I'm still hiding. I don't know what's happening.
Boss, they're leaving. They took some stuff, but they're leaving.
Oh god, what'd they take? He feels his arm.
A shovel, some crossbows, a fishing rod, Bort. Nothing important.
Oh. Wait, Bort! No! I was right! No! I thought I was lying about them stealing a purse!
Well, I mean, they're just still trying.
Filster runs out the back here.
Oh, okay.
No, not Bort.
You see Bort, he's
I'm
being
sure
attacked.
he's not something.
You see Bort, he's being beaten over the head with flying household objects.
Bort, no!
Or rather, crossbows and a fishing rod.
Right.
And there's a dagger floating towards him.
Helping. Nobody is helping Bort. I don't want to shoot Bort in the head with an eldritch blast.
Hey now, I played music for him.
Oh, okay. Fairy fire on Bort's area.
Okay. That's a dex save for them, yes?
Let's see. Yeah, dex.
Alright. Dagger. Fishing rod. Crossbow Lucas. Crossbow Bort.
Oh god.
What was the DC?
14.
Okay, so the fishing rod and Bort's crossbow get fairy fired.
That's something. Maybe Bort will survive.
So Bort, your crossbow tries to clonk you on the head again, unsuccessfully. Lucas's fishing rod also whacks you again, unsuccessfully. Lucas's crossbow. Does a 19 hit?
19 is my armor, so
Yes.
probably.
You get thunked for 8 damage.
Wow, that little bastard hurt.
And Lucas's dagger comes up and tries to get into your armor gaps.
17 does not hit, thankfully.
Yes. These 3 guys are bugging out.
Ha ha ha, bugging out.
The shovel buzzes right past Philsticker and goes out that way. That one goes that way. Kildrak. In your opinion, Bort needs to either let go of his crossbow or they're going to try and beat him to death.
Yeah, that's correct. I'm just not. I don't have a lot of good options for controlled friendly fire.
Mm-hmm.
Is the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Does any of us know sleep? If we just wait until Bort's low on hit points, it should work.
Yes, let him slowly get bludgeoned half to death. And it will be very slow. Okay. So what I can can't do that because that targets everything. And since he is by far our best melee character, there is no way in hell that I'm gonna like try and tackle him or something.
Mm-mm.
I guess that I do have. God, I don't. If I tried, would using Mage Hand to try and separate them count as an attack?
Yeah, because you'd have to
Okay.
That'd be like a grapple.
Okay, then I can't do that.
Yeah.
That's fine. It's only 2 strength.
Well,
Yeah, I don't
if you want
really
to
see
use
any
Lucas's
options.
plan, you could try getting the roach with Bort's crossbow to eat something else. Maybe offer it something else and sort of like, hey, this looks yummy, put the crossbow down and hope for the best. But
Yeah, that's an option. Let's see. I think I've got like a spare flute, maybe. but those are fairly expensive.
Well, apparently they're fine with like cutlery.
Yeah.
So
I guess I'll go with that option and try and just pick up a bucket or something. Go out and try and offer it to him.
Okay.
I don't know if it'll work, but
All right. This will be. Give me.
Diplomacy. If that doesn't exist anymore, does it?
No. Persuasion. Roll persuasion.
yeah, sure. Okay.
Okay. Well, I had in my head that this would be a pretty difficult thing to manage, but okay. Well, we'll find out what they do on their turn.
Sure.
Ixa.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Signal's bad. Content that someone seems to be helping Port now, Ixa will continue to watch.
Okay. Lucas.
yeah, Lucas will close the window, but keep observing how this is going. He does not want to attack these things because he has no idea what they're for or what's going on with them, and it seems like a bad idea. Nor does he think he can sway Port. Nor does he have a backup plan other than what Kildrek's already trying.
The image of him seeing this and just slowly closing the window is the funniest thing, though. Let's just let that settle itself out now.
So Silas, what are you going to do?
I think same thing, really, because they all left from inside the caravan, right?
Yeah. Yeah, just gonna go over and close the door Phil sticker went out of?
Just gonna step over Spectre here and shut the door and make sure it goes well.
Okay. Bort.
Alright, Bort is going to keep trying to get the cockroach off of his crossbow by beating it savagely, but not lethally.
Alright.
Does an 18 hit?
Yes, that's exactly what you needed to hit.
Excellent. 12 damage.
Okay. The cockroach is knocked your crossbow is knocked out of the air and falls to the ground. The cockroach gets knocked free of it, and is buzzing angrily in the air. It is now separate from your crossbow.
Right. I am going to.
And the crossbow, the fairy fire, is actually on the crossbow and not on the cockroach, because it had total cover while it was inside the crossbow.
Wonderful. Right. I am going to seize the crossbow and protect it, and shake stick at God. Except God, it's not God. It's just a cockroach. I'm gonna shake. He brandishes his maul angrily at the cockroach and tells it, "Go away, you foul thing. This is mine. You will not take it, thief."
Bill sticker.
Yeah. No, I think Bort can handle it now. I didn't officially do anything hostile. I've saved Bort, I'm sure.
Okay. the knocked free cockroach is scooped up in Kildrak's bucket, which it immediately fuses to, and flies free from Kildrak's hands. The cockroaches are going to try and fly away now. Is Bort going to, like, attack of opportunity them as they leave, or chase after them, or anything to continue hostilities?
No, Bort is satisfied with having his crossbow, though he is disappointed that his friends would give in so easily to thieves.
All right.
He should know he used to be a thief. He kind of still is sometimes. Nobody is ever nice to thieves. It's wrong on some philosophical level.
The cockroaches disappear over the horizon with your belongings. We are out of initiative now.
Well, I
And don't come back, damn you!
shall be sure to look those up later, but thank you all for not causing too much of a problem with them. For all we know, they're somehow vital to the function of this place. Much as with the swamp, if we can avoid a fight simply by feeding someone, I think we should continue to do so.
When we go to crush this between the gears, they'll keep trying to steal it from the side of the gear, and we'll keep having to fight them.
Well, they won't be able to. They didn't seem to be able to overpower Bort's grip, let alone Sovereign Glue.
Oh, right. Maybe Sovereign Glue is very lawful, and it will agree with them.
If it does, then we'll side with the glue.
Filsker just shakes his head and walks away. And then walks back and gets
Yeah,
in the
I
carriage.
was gonna say, can't go too far.
Okay, so with the cockroaches dealt with for now, you continue along your way, and by midday, you've reached the edge of the gears. You see the end of your flat world, and you look over the edge and see countless more flat gears facing this way and that. Here you can possibly even see or feel the spinning of the gear that you're on, and with the telescope, even if not with the naked eye, you can probably see the point of intersection with another gear that you are waiting to reach, slowly growing closer.
Let's get this glued into place then. Does anyone think that they feel comfortable rappelling a good 20 feet down or so in case it explodes?
Don't everybody
No.
volunteer at once.
I suppose I will do it since I am the brave one of the party.
Thank you. Should be able to tie off to the Platonic caravan. It has a few hours of life left in it. Yet.
Yes. Bort, go ahead and give me an athletics roll.
I'm also the athletic one of the party. Watch
Why
me
would you
crit fail.
have in it?
What'd you say, Con?
I was asking what his skill was, but oh, okay. I guess it
7.
is better than Silas's by 1.
Okay, so yeah, you use the rope, you tie off the on the with the um, with the platonic caravan, and you rappel down, using the sovereign glue and the instructions Lucas gave you. You stick the entire scroll case package to the side of the gear. Nothing could pull it free now. You hold it there until the glue is dry, and then you pull your way back up.
Was there enough glue to also
Roll
coat
up.
the outside of the scroll case?
to also what?
Coat the outside of the scroll case.
Sure.
Or is he... Because otherwise we're going to have him remove it. So yeah, okay, that's good.
Yeah, it was like you stuck it, you glued the scroll case to the gear, was my understanding.
Okay, good. And now we wait and we keep watch until the gears crash it.
Yes. And we will do that after we take a 5-minute break.
Okay.
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 Okay. We are officially back from break. So, the party has set up camp along the edge of one of the gears as you wait patiently for the moment of truth to witness the destruction of the artifact and the end of the saga of the corpse pile. As
Darkness whispers to me, 1d4, 1d4, feels my heart trembles as I look at it.
I believe it was to be a couple of days you would be spending here. Yes.
Something like that. Just because of just because looking at the scale of the map, that the nearest gear we could get to and arrive at in time for it not to be crushed, because these gears only seem to collide every like 3 days based on this scale. But if the scale is wrong, we'd have camped here less. But yes, otherwise, up to a few days.
Sure. So, it's the first night, yes, it is the dark period of the day, which is exactly 12 hours. You are sitting around camp. Phil Sticker, how you holding up?
Okay.
I don't like this place, boss.
No one should like it.
Are we gonna
It's like-
leave soon?
I hope. Like 3 days from now or something. Why would they want to go here when they died? This isn't death material. This is like, well, I got a job somewhere and I don't like it, but I have to go there kind of territory.
Is the whole place like this?
Well, that would fit the idea of lawfulness being associated with widespread consistency in things. So, well, wait. It would also fit a more pessimistic interpretation of law that this is the shitty part of Mechanus, and the good part of Mechanus, yeah, is much nicer, and they've got like stuff that isn't gears. Yeah, that makes sense. There's probably a really nice part of Mechanus somewhere, and it's not where we are because we're not allowed to go there.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah,
We gotta
just,
go back to the swamp soon.
Oh man, well, I mean that I can't start swamps in the swamp.
I guess not.
No, we've got to go back to Nilfenburg and construct a power structure and integrate ourselves into it so that we have you know an underworld that aids and protects us while we build a swamp underneath the city and it all collapses into like a big sinkhole. That's why we can't go back to the swamp yet. I gotta do that eventually. Filster
Alright.
things. I'll never get around to it. Shut up, Felsticker.
So during the next day, what is the party planning on doing during the day while you wait? You have anything in mind?
Lucas is probably doodling maps of Mechanus. We can see a lot of it from here, and with the rotational periods, we can make guesses about the sizes of distant objects. It's actually delightful. He's having an amazing time. Though he's probably carefully arrayed his mess kit in like a protective circle around him of cheap things to steal, just in case those things come back.
Hmm. So, is anyone like specifically keeping watch, or are you all like going about
Oh, I think
trying to?
we're in watch rotations for sure. Lucas will if no one else does, but he definitely would prefer it if someone is always staring at the scroll case.
I mean, I just kind of assume we're always having a watch rotation when we're resting.
All right. So Silas. While you're watching out on the back onto the plane of the gear, you see a humanoid figure walking alone towards you. At the extreme distance that it's at right now, you can only tell that it's humanoid.
Lucas. He goes over to the protective circle of junk to point out the person in the distance.
Yeah, no. Lucas will get up and look and sort of gaze in that direction. He would have to resummon the Platonic caravan for us to have its spyglass, and spyglasses are far too expensive to have through any means other than magic. So I can't quite make out who that is, but I don't believe that it's a cockroach.
Yes. The figure is definitely walking in your direction. It seems reasonable if you can see them that they can see you.
Hello, Lucas will shout out and wave.
They wave
All
back.
we hear is a roar as it begins running. Oh.
They wave back and continue walking towards you.
Well, it hardly seems like an emergency, but thank you for waking me. We should perhaps wake everyone, just on the off chance. What do you think?
Just in case.
So, you rouse everyone, and the humanoid grows a little bit closer, and you can start to make out that its features. As it comes close enough for you to make it out, it is a naked humanoid creature with like the skin on its belly is like a yellowish color, like the underside of a frog, and it's the like backside of it is a sort of greenish blue, like sort of the color of stagnant water, and it's covered in spines all along its joints and back. And it's approaching at a casual walking pace. It waves again.
Going to try Arcana again. Maybe Lucas will have read about something on this plane.
22. Yeah. That's a barbed devil.
Well, it's interesting that he's in this position, but he has as much legal right to be here as we do, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. As far as you know.
Still better to have weapons at the ready, all things considered. It's an inherently threatening creature. I'm sure it will understand.
Yes. Once it gets within like comfortable speaking distance, it says double check.
Death, 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 I will kill you legally.
No. It says, hello, I am called Hamatula. It is your lucky day to have encountered me here.
You may have to explain that. I'm not quite seeing it.
I, Hamatula, am here to make a deal on behalf of my Lord Duke Bael, Lord of, protector of law and order in the multiverse. And I am here to make a deal on his behalf. You might say I'm a military recruiter. He smiles, a many-toothed smile.
Lucas is just sort of awkwardly shifting his eyes, looking over the party like, shit, wait, is he here to recruit one of these people? And then it's like, it's not, you don't want Phil's sticker, do you?
Which he looks at the goblin. Perhaps. I am interested in any and all warriors. He looks at Bort and Kildrak and Ixa and Silas. And he says, I have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for one of you. My lord, Duke Bael, commands 66 companies of barbed devils like myself. I represent specifically the 32nd company. If you agree to our terms, you will be in the unique position of being able to call upon the 32nd company to guarantee you victory in any one battle. Siege your own castle with an army of devils. Lay waste to your enemies. Conquer a city. All are within our power. The only price we ask is for you to join the company upon your inevitable mortal death. In its own time.
We promise not to kill you early.
He doesn't
Well,
say that.
Allow me to play the angel's advocate here and remind everyone that we did just help a group of mortal warriors defeat an army of demons. They are not actually capable of fulfilling this promise he's making.
Demons. Ah!
Demons and
Wimp,
devils are
with
different.
filthy scum, and weak. Besides, you would have an army of hell at your command.
Well, I'm not
we
sure
have
that's actually
established that
better.
Lucas. Now we have established that Lucas is bad at Arcana. He doesn't even know if this is really a barb.
I have a question.
Yes, worthy warrior.
Just reason.
The barb devil comes over. He's rubbing his hands together. What question have you?
So this is the plane of law, right?
Of course.
So devils are lawful?
Indeed. It is our duty to contain the chaos of the abyss. That is what my lord's armies do. We battle the endless hordes of demons from the abyss. We slay them in the blood war, so that all planes are safe from their corrupting influence.
Okay. Is there anything else you do that I should know about?
I cannot think of anything, no. The blood war is eternal, and we need strong soldiers like yourself.
Though he did, of course, promise to murder anyone you name, without regard for the morality or consequences of such an act.
He holds out a hand, and there's a puff of sulfur and brimstone, and a contract appears in the air, and in the other hand, a black quill. And he holds these in front of Bort and says, "All we need is a signature."
Couldn't possibly think this is a good idea.
Well, I hate to disappoint you, but I don't have any being that I particularly desire to be ended, so unless you have something else to offer, I will have to decline.
You would never dream of claiming a fortress with our forces? I will have...
Maybe a dwarven fortress?
He the scroll or the contract rolls up and disappears, and he says, well, if you don't have any ideas in mind right now, allow me to give you my card." And a small rectangular shard of black metal appears in his hand with silver script, and he holds it out
And
with
a
both
bottle
hands.
opening hook on the side.
Before he takes it, Bort is going to read it, look it over.
The card is a set of instructions on how to summon Hamatula again in the future.
Bort will take it.
Pleasure. It has been a pleasure meeting you, young warrior. I hope that we will meet again soon. Now, were there any other takers for the contract?
I'll pass.
Very well. You have my card. I will take my leave. And the devil walks off.
Mechanus is weird and gross.
Well, that was really, Bort?
I did turn him down, and this card may come in useful.
Well, I suppose I can't argue with the practicality of gathering arcane knowledge. I still can't help but feel on edge about this experience.
Frankly, I'm
So
surprised.
wait, if you join, if you join them, do you get to be a barbed devil?
Is Primus merely lawful?
He's lawful neutral.
Hmm. So, but Borsch, that was actually just straight up Bort saying that
Oh.
he is surprised that a devil would be allowed on this plane, even if they are lawful.
It doesn't surprise me that it could serve as a forum for discussion or recruitment. What does surprise me is his presence here among us. Who alerted him that we were here? He must have left Sound shortly after we did to have caught up with us just now. And, is he interested in our mission?
Did he steal the thing? Filsker runs over to the. He doesn't run. He walks carefully over to the edge of the gear and peeks over.
It's still there. Unopened.
Well, we continue to keep watch, but be vigilant. And don't agree to anything, even if you want to make a deal with the devil, until after this mission is done. Please, on the off chance that he's hidden something in the terms that will allow him to steal this thing and create a new plague upon creation.
So I assume that you will have somebody watching in the direction that the Barb Devil leaves. They leave towards the intersection with the other gear. So they're walking in the same direction that the gear is turning.
What can we see on that gear?
Roll a d12.
Ooh.
You see that I forgot what page that was on. I don't know. You see a mountain?
Alright, that's enough.
With some wilderness. Perfectly regular. Completely identical trees.
Extremely regular.
Yeah, it's extremely regular. The rest of your time waiting passes, and the moment of truth is about to transpire. The artifact is about to be crushed. Where do you all stand?
Lucas is going to watch carefully, but then leap away from the crack at the last second. Balearic is going to be flying over and try not to be directly over the crack when it actually happens. But Lucas is extremely paranoid about, I'm not going to lie, about Phil Sticker trying to steal it at the last second.
Mm-hmm. Phil Sticker, you have
D4.
minutes left before the 1d4 is crushed forever.
Oh God, but I don't want to climb down there. That'd be so much trouble. But I kind of want to. Oh God.
Blister pretends that he can't
I'm not going to do it, but I'm pretending to be concerned.
Okay.
What?
Splicter was pretend. You said you didn't want to climb down there. I said Splicter's pretending that he can't fly.
Yeah. It's covered in sovereign glue. Your fingers would get stuck, and then I'd have to spend 10 gold to resummon you. Don't do it.
All right. The moment comes. The gears do not slow or stop or as if there is no resistance at all. But as the scroll case is crushed between them and the artifact is destroyed, there is a flash of red light that makes a beacon which is probably seeable for miles and miles away. But then it is done. The artifact is destroyed.
Oh, thank goodness. Praise Primus. Okay. Well, I'm glad that our Earth saving is finally over. I'm going to have a nap. This is going to go lay down and completely relax and just recover from all that tension.
Mm-hmm. Sometime later, on your you set out on your return trip. On the second day of the return trip, Lucas, there's a deer in the road.
A deer.
Roll Arcana.
All right, let's see if Lucas knows what a deer is.
This isn't a deer. This is an axiomatic deer. Axiomatic creatures, Lucas knows, dwell on lawful planes, the domains of order. Although they may resemble creatures from the material plane, they are often more perfectly formed, their features sharper and more precise, their fur or plumage shinier, their appearance clearer and more heroic. They are often called perfect creatures. And there are some who say that the axiomatic versions are the true and ideal first models of which all other creatures of that type are merely imitations. It is a perfect deer. And like all deers, it's in the road while you're trying to drive.
Well, fortunately, we are on a giant disc, so I'll just try to turn to drive behind the deer and go around. But I'll go slowly in case
deer charges.
It doesn't want to do this, and I'll stop if it insists on being in the way.
The rest of you feel the caravan lurch as the direction has been changed. Philsticker, I want you to roll Arcana as you look and you see the deer. All right, Philsticker. That's not just any deer. That's an axiomatic deer. Axiomatic creatures dwell within the realms of law. Although they resemble beings found in the material plane, they are blander and more uniform than their earthly counterparts. They often come in neutral colors, gray, beige, or brown, and are devoid of any sort of um, of the natural diversity of life being carbon copies of each other. A mechanical, a almost mechanical esque mockery of the beauty of life.
Yeah, pale imitation. Don't get near it, it'll attack us for a stupid reason. I'm supposed to attack you, so I attacked you.
Kildrak, you roll Arcana.
Yeah, sure.
What is kill track also neutral? So this is one where we get, well, it's kind of cool, but also it has other disadvantages.
I don't know a damn thing.
No.
It's some kind of demon! Look at the horns!
Let me take a look at someone else's sheet.
Bort has 1 Arcana.
I'm not actually looking for Arcana at this point. What? I'm looking at tool proficiencies. Nope. Does anyone who hasn't? Does anyone have like proficiency with like leatherworking?
Um,
No, I had it, I think, with herbalism.
I think mine is metalsmithing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, glass blowing here.
Okay.
Tinker's tools. You use Tinker's tools to work making us leather.
Yeah. So, yes, the deer scampers away in the perfect way that it must from the caravan.
Yeah, I mean, it might have been worth hunting it and eating it, but it's just so beautiful. Lucas doesn't want to point out that we're allowed. And he doesn't actually know. A lot of
It
places
would need
have
a lot of
hunting
salt.
licenses and poaching laws and things like that.
Sure. Sure, it's true. He probably wouldn't know. But yeah, but 3 more days pass, and you arrive back in the village.
Let's go see the mayor. I think he promised to put us up for a few days while we wait for our ride.
Mm-hmm. And the mayor does. You were treated as guests in the mayor's house. Food is provided for you. It is axiomatic.
Perfect.
Yes. And
Good thing prestidigitation exists.
what does Phil Sticker prestidigitate his meal to taste of?
Imperfection.
Yeah, I don't know. Firecrackers, dirt, anything.
All right. On the appointed day, in the teleportation circle, in the center of town, there is a crack and of magic as Archmage Gerhardt, Keeper of the Third Eye, materializes.
Thank you for coming back. Everything's gone very well. Before we go,
Help us
Lucas
out of here.
will have purchased pound cake, the most lawful cake, to give to the Archmage in thanks.
I do love pound cake.
It is an equal parts cake.
It is also exactly 1 pound.
It is, in fact, 1 pound of each of the 4 ingredients.
Ah.
Oh no, needs more eggs. They add 10 more eggs.
You need more than a pound of eggs.
10 more eggs.
Gerhardt seems slightly surprised by this gift of cake, but gladly takes it under arm and so your mission was a success.
Yes.
The artifact is destroyed.
It would seem so. There was a blinding flash of light. It was torn up between the cogs, from what we could tell, and if that didn't do it, I don't know what's become of it.
Very good. That should destroy anything. Then, if we have no other business here, I left something brewing back at on the material plane. So
by all means.
yes. So let us everyone into the circle. Join hands. And you're back in his tower.
I probably should have asked this before we left, but are we? How could we have been 100% sure that that went off without a hitch?
Frankly, I don't think we can be 100% sure. If a sufficiently powerful wizard with sufficiently powerful illusions was invisibly following us and monitoring us the entire time, using extra-dimensional spaces to sleep, and never presenting an opportunity for us to discover them, and then used an incredibly powerful illusion, plus a universal solvent to free the device in the split second that I was diving, or while I was watching, somehow spoofing us with illusion magic, that could have functioned, but it seems very unlikely.
I was
That's probably
more
what
weighing-
happened.
It didn't do it.
I was more meaning how can we be sure that it was actually crushed and did not somehow survive the
Nothing could survive.
gear? I mean, do we know that?
We do know a lot of
Have to
magical
say that.
energy was released.
We'll
You're
have
right,
to
I
send
should have
a
identified the
sufficiently
explosion.
powerful wizard.
But I didn't, so it's too late to find out. But I would imagine so. It would be very difficult to fake and require quite a bit of setup, particularly that large magical explosion at the end. The cog was not lifted, but I wouldn't have imagined it would be. But we're already back now. We don't exactly have some other means of verifying.
Yes.
Well, I just I pray to Primus, I suppose, that we have done this properly and that this won't come back and bite us in the arse.
Everyone who has identified this magically has discerned that crushing it between the gears of Mechanus would destroy it. It's possible that the device is able to obscure its nature from such magic and also fake its own demise, but it seems unlikely. It was a very raw sort of a relic. That's a very refined effect to be putting into it.
But do we really know that things between the gears get destroyed? Maybe
Yes.
they become laws. Oh.
Very well. I'm going to go get a drink.
All right. So, yes, the Archmage shows you all out of his tower, and shuts his doors again and goes back to his endless research. You are in the town around his tower, which he is lord of. It is the 3rd of December. First day of winter is coming up in 2.5 weeks.
Baby, it's cold outside.
Yeah, it's starting to get cold, and you know, It's going. The winter snows will be beginning very soon. You have time though to spend an evening enjoying the existence of the mundane plane in the village around his tower before you head to wherever that you're going to go next. Saint Amelia has promised that if you return to Nilfenburg, that there will likely be a parade in your honor and rewards to be had. But it is your decision.
It seems good. I imagine Lucas picked up other axiomatic gifts for people while he was gone, so he's very keen to return to Nilfenburg and give everyone he knows something perfect.
Of course.
All little knickknacks, food items, that kind of thing. But he was a tourist to another plane. Perfect plane. Obviously, he has to bring things back and share.
Of course. So next time we will travel to Nilfenburg and enjoy the aftermath of the destruction of the artifact. But that's it for this week. Thank you guys for playing. And that's the end.